Good morning. We'll just give a few more moments. Allow those who are waking up a few more breaths just to get here. Happy Friday. Good morning. So happy to be here. Welcome. Welcome to Operation Remote Resilience. My name is Beth Evans, and I am a Level 1 Certified Warrior at Ease teacher. Today, I'm going to guide you through an all levels yoga practice, and it's designed to stabilize, create balance, mobility, and stability in your day and in your life. So just join me, bringing your mat, rolling it out, and we'll start just with a nice breath work. And then we'll get into some warm-up stretches, followed by a series of poses to lengthen, strengthen, and mobilize your body. And we'll come down onto the floor to finalize and cool down before we depart. Sound good? So you can bring a blanket, a block, or you bring nothing today. I absolutely have no props with me, as this is an all levels class. I would like you to take care of you. Focus on the pace of your breath. If it starts to get too fast, maybe pause, just breathe, allow it to slow down, lengthen your breath, and then meet us when you're ready. Finding a comfortable seat. I'm rocking from side to side, moving away any extra real estate as I plug in my sits bones, my butt bones, like a plug going into a socket. You're pressing yourself and leveling your hips to the earth so that you are now finding yourself solid. Drawing the belly button in, I call this the zip up effect. If you imagine zipping up a jacket, pulling your belly button in and up, drawing your rib cage in slightly, and finally your shoulders roll down your back. Tuck your chin slightly, and there you have a nice long spine. And from here you can just notice, take a moment and really notice the environment, notice the four walls around you. Or if you're outside, congratulations, that's nice. Maybe notice the floor or the earth that supports you. Any noise you hear outside of the building. Or any noises you hear within the room. And finally, offering your eyes to soften, whether you just look through your eyelashes or down towards your feet, or lowering your lids and allowing them to close gently as you draw your focus to your breath. No need to manipulate it, just notice your starting point. Release judgment or anticipation, and notice where your breath flows this morning. Can you feel the rise and the fall in your chest as you breathe? Can you draw the air down towards your belly or your abdomen? pressing it out like a balloon as you inhale and drawing it in like billows, filling up with new oxygen. And as you exhale, drawing that oxygen up out of the diaphragm and out through mouth or nose. Just a few times. Being aware only of the connection between your breath, your body, and your mind. And let's begin our breath work together. You can keep your eyes closed, your focus hazy or released, allowing the focus of the eyes to get slightly blurry if you have them open. And at any time, if you have a challenge connecting the breath and the mind and body, one hand on your heart and one on your abdomen is a wonderful resource of centering. When I run out of breath and I'm in the middle of a sequence, I will take a moment and an opportunity just to reconnect so that I can feel my body moving with my breath. And that gives me the ability to check in or notice, be aware of how my breath and my body is feeling in that moment. This breath is called a triangle breath. We will count equal parts. As we inhale, we will count up to 3 to begin. We will exhale out 3 and then hold the empty space for 3 counts. So let's do it all together just once to practice, and then you can do it at your own pace. Here we go. Sitting up nice and tall, shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Tuck your chin so that it is right over your chest as you breathe. Inhale to a count of 1, 2, 3. Exhale, open mouth. 3, 2, 1. Hold the empty space. 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Good job. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Again, inhale, a triangle. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold that. 3, 2, 1. Last time. You can draw this if you want. It helps concentration. 1 here at the top. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Bottom. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. And go back to your natural breath cycle. And just notice if you feel any different. There are many different types of breath that will allow you to focus in concentration. It can help you to stimulate or activate your mind and your body, or to slow it down by lengthening your exhale and allowing for you to get out of your head and into your body by drawing the breath maybe down to your heels. Moving on, sit up nice and tall. Exhale and drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Just hold it here for a breath so that you can allow the breath to soften. Maybe your jaw, maybe your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, back up to neutral. Pull the belly button in to support your back as you drop left ear to left shoulder. Breathe down into your shoulder, into the side of the neck, maybe into your traps. As you inhale, come back up to center. Tuck your chin into your chest. Draw your gaze down as you relax your shoulders away from your ears and hold it here for a breath. Don't hold your breath, just hold the pose. Engage your belly button as you inhale, draw your chin back to neutral. Option to exhale as you draw your gaze up towards the ceiling. If it is comfortable for you, you can drop your head back and allow your chin to lift. One more breath here. Notice the belly button engaged to protect your lower back. Inhale and draw your gaze neutral, chin back to center. Exhale and look over your right shoulder this time. A few options for you here. As you draw your shoulders down your back, notice how it feels through the side of the neck and through your trap muscles. If you wish to increase the stretch, maybe you draw your chin up and over your shoulder. So now you're gazing to the very back of your shoulder. Notice if there's any sharp shooting pain, please release from the intensified pose, coming back to the original chin looking over shoulder, or drawing your gaze completely back to the center. It's about you, not me, so notice how you feel in this moment. Take a nice deep breath wherever you are. Exhale any distractions, any discomfort as you draw your belly button in. Lift your chin up and over the shoulder, and we all draw our gaze back to center. Maybe you'd like to rotate your shoulders backward. But in yoga, we try to create symmetry and balance through the body. So if you roll them backward, pause, and then roll them forward. Only fair to give all the muscles the chance to relax and lengthen. And when that feels good, maybe you rock them from side to side. And finalize a nice long spine by rooting intentionally into the earth. Drawing your spine up and allowing the shoulders to come away from your ears. Nice deep breath in. And look over now to the opposite shoulder. Let your shoulders again relax. Soften, unclench your jaw. If you did so on the other side, engage the abdomen as you lift your chin up and over the shoulder. Now looking towards the back of the shoulder. Notice here any tension that may have come up. Release any sharp shooting pain as you listen to your body. But if it's just a slight tension, then maybe you allow your breath to lengthen and focus your breath to those areas of tension or muscle engagement. One more breath here. As you inhale and engage your core, lifting chin over the elbow. Draw your gaze back to neutral. And maybe you lift one shoulder at a time. Find stillness and tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale and draw your gaze back to neutral. And inhale your arms out. Spreading your fingertips wide, press into your sits bones as you lift your arms up. Coming into a seated salutation, let your palms touch overhead. And a giant exhale through the nose or mouth as you bend your elbows, hands come to your heart center. Let your thumbs connect with your sternum as your palms touch. And invite your chin to come closer to your chest as your shoulders draw down your back. If it's comfortable for you, close your eyes or soften your gaze. Release the focus of the eyes here. Just take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Cleansing exhale, open mouth as you let any tensions, distractions, or discomforts release from your body. And in this moment, if you wish to set an intention, a thought or an affirmation, or maybe a devotion to someone outside of the room, bring it to the forefront of your mind. Nice deep breath in to set this. And a cleansing exhale, release your hands down. Placing your right hand down, lift your left arm up. Your hand can come just over the shoulder if that's comfortable for you. Feel the side body stretch. If you need a little intensifying, bend at the elbow and reach up and over to the opposite side of your room. Reach your fingertips, and maybe your gaze is neutral or drawn up towards the ceiling, but open through the left shoulder as you breathe and reach. Lengthen through your side body and come back to center, dropping the right arm down. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Let your palms unite. Exhale your hands to heart center. Tuck your chin to your chest. Relax the shoulders. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Out through your mouth. Release your hands down by your side. Opposite hand plants. Left hand down, right arm up. Press into your sits bones. Are both of your hips level on the ground? Hand can stop directly over the shoulder, keeping length through the spine. You're doing great. If you wish to intensify, bend into the left elbow as you reach your right fingertips up and over. Depending on how your neck feels today, maybe you just gaze directly towards the front of the room, press down into the sits bones or into the ground as you breathe through your fingertips. A gentle release. Come all the way back. Good job. Inhale your arms up halfway. Right arm comes under the left, left over the right. Tuck your chin into your chest, round through the spine, rolling forward. As you inhale, press into the ground, lengthen through your spine as you sit up nice and tall. Release your arms out wide. Maybe shoulder blades engage. Option to look up, chin up if you wish. And exhale, opposite arm is underneath now. Opposite arm on top. Tuck your chin into your chest. Pull your belly button into your spine. Maybe you round forward like a little cat. Press into the sits bones, into the ground as you lengthen, sit up tall. Release your arms out wide. Open up through the pecs and bring your hands down. Nicely done. Draw your arms out in front. Fingertips are shoulder level. Good. And now you can spread your fingertips really wide. The first thing that we're going to do here is just a little bit of a wrist release, so like a chopping method. Just like you were maybe giving somebody a little chopping massage. And just releasing the tension from the wrist joints. You can do that as fast or as slow as you wish. And now let's make this a splashing motion. So like we're splashing the water. Again, this is a joint freeing or joint releasing series here for the wrists. So you're splashing the water here. And now wave. Hi. Waking up these muscles, allowing the wrist joints to release. And when you're done, maybe you wiggle your fingers and bring them down. Let's come to a tabletop position now. In a tabletop position, on all fours is where you would like to be. If you have cranky knees, you can simply fold your mat a few times. You can also bring a blanket underneath there as well for cranky knees. We won't be on very long. Just wanted to give you that little tip. Spread the fingertips really wide. Spreading the fingertips gives you a solid foundation. Press into the thumb knuckle and the index knuckle. Those are your roots, and then spread the fingertips. If your elbows, like mine, like to look forward, rotate them so that they look at each other. This will help to keep you aligned as you bend into your elbows. Nice deep breath here, and look at your knees. Are your knees hip width apart? Your knees should typically be directly underneath your hips, just like your toes. Your toes are in line with your ankles. You can dial the toes under for support, or you can have the tops of your feet down flat. Gaze should be just 6 inches in front of the middle of your hands. So on my mat, I'm going to look right in the middle of my hands and then just draw my gaze up, and you'll feel then your neck, when it finds its nice aligned spot, it'll allow your shoulders to roll down your back comfortably. And now you know that your neck and your back are flat. Take a nice deep breath here and lift your chest towards the front of the room as you lift your hips to the ceiling. Maybe you look up, chin up in cow, and then press your hands, tuck your chin into your chest, lift your spine to the ceiling in cat. 4 more here. Inhale, stomach presses down, chest lifts. Exhale. 3 more, your own pace. This is about you, not me. So you use your breath and your movement, one breath and one movement, to create the moving meditation. Maybe this is the last one. And when you find the 5th breath, come back to tabletop. Lift your left hand and shake it around. Press it down, lift the right hand, shake it around. Good. Inhale and kick your left leg back. Nice deep breath. Now your toes can land. I'm going to show you how that will look. You can either keep your toes down flat, or you can lift your leg. If your leg is lifted, press your heel back like you're kicking something. You're pressing, you're finding the earth. If your toes are down, lengthen through the crown of your head. Nice long spine either way. You have 1 more breath. You're doing great. Come on back. Find the tabletop. Take a nice deep breath in. Opposite leg kicks back and up. Same exact way as you did on the first round. Take a nice deep breath. Engage your core. You're doing awesome. Find a point of focus in front of you on your mat. Allow your neck to be long, your shoulders down your back as you breathe here. Come back to center. Good. And then let's just bend our knees and drop our hips. Maybe you come down into a child's pose. Your knees can come out wide so that your chest comes through your thighs. Or if that is not in your practice or comfortable for you, bring your knees together. Let your fingertips touch your toes. And then come back up, rolling all the way back up here. And find yourself to tabletop. I told you we're not going to be in this long, so let's dial our toes under. When I say that, what I mean is your toes are usually down, your foot is flat. When you dial your toes under, you're allowing yourself to get some more leverage. And the toes being dialed under, press into your hands, lift your hips, and come into downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, allow your knees to bend 1 at a time. Shake your head, yes or no. Open and close your mouth, stick out your tongue, whatever you need. This is your yoga. And then when that feels comfortable, I'd like you to find some stillness. Drop your heels down. Bring your shoulders to frame your ears. Nice deep breath. Look in between your hands and hop or walk your feet all the way up in between your hands. Bring your feet out as wide as the mat itself. And bend your knees. Drop your head. Opposite hand to opposite elbow as you sway back and forth. Lift your hips, drop your head. Like the elephant's trunk, just sway from side to side. As fast or as slow as it feels comfortable. But you're allowing the release of your sacrum, your lower back. If you sit for long periods of time, this is a great pose, a great exercise or stretch to use periodically throughout your day. Allowing your spine to be long. Let's take 1 more breath before we move on. Release your hands. Plant your left hand down directly below your nose, please. Spread your fingertips. Give yourself a good foundation. Bend your left knee so much that your elbow or your forearm touches into the knee, and maybe you reach your right arm up. That depends on how it feels. You can reach it just out like an airplane wing and look over at the fingertips. Or you can draw the fingertips up towards the ceiling, rotate through your rib cage. As you breathe, press into the ground with your hand and reach to the ceiling with your fingers. You've got it. Here's 3 more breaths here. Gentle, slow release. Come back to the rag doll. Let the opposite hand grab opposite elbow. Drop your head to the ground and sway from side to side. Bend your knees if it feels comfortable. Shake your head yes or no. Make sure that your neck is not holding up your head. There's no need. Let gravity give you a little bit of traction through your spine. Release your hand, right hand plants directly underneath your nose. Spread your fingertips really wide. You're doing great. So bend the right elbow, bend your right knee, and inhale left arm up. Left arm might feel different than the right, so listen to your body and release from any sharp shooting pain, but notice where you go. Your eyes follow your fingers. Now tune in. Has your breath started to be paced, to quicken, to be staggered? And I challenge you to focus on your breath, especially the exhale as you have one more here. Slow and gentle release back down to center. Now walk your feet in together. You can heel toe them together. If you have any lower back sensitivities or a hitch in your giddy up, then stop your feet directly underneath your hips. If you have safe back, then your toes come together to touch, but drop your head, take a nice forward fold, bring your chest into your thighs, nice deep breath here. And then place your hands on your shin or your thighs and press into shin or thigh as you draw yourself up, almost like a drawbridge. Your back becomes a straight, long spine as you gaze at the top of your mat. Shoulders pull down away from your ears. Good. This is a half lift. And exhale, forward fold. This time, we're going to bring our hands down by our feet. Press into your feet as we come to stand tall. Let your arms start to come out wide and high so that you are coming up out of your forward fold and you are allowing yourself to come up all the way. Hands come up and over your head, palms touch. Allow your exhale to be at the heart center. Nice deep breath in. Open mouth exhale. Nicely done. Welcome. Bring your hands down by your sides. Good. And take a moment. Maybe you'd like a sip of water. Get yourself into the postures of standing as we find balancing. You might even prefer using a chair or a wall to be able to balance from side to side. So here we are. Stand nice and tall. Bring your palms out. Let your fingertips spread wide. Press down into your feet and then rock back and forth from toes to heels. And then begin to evenly distribute the weight between the front and the back of your feet. And then maybe you rock back from side to side. You want to find even weight between all 4 corners of your feet. Your big toe mound, your pinky toe, the left and the right side of the heel. And when you found that sweet spot where you find balance, press into your feet. Pull your kneecaps up. Engage your thighs, your glutes. The belly comes in. Shoulders pull down the back. Palms shine forward. Nice deep breath here. So strong, like the mountain rooted into the earth, yet drawn and connected to the sky. Press into your feet. Inhale and bring your arms out to a capital T. Let your palms come up. Exhale and rotate your palms to face down. One more time. Inhale, draw your palms to face up. Maybe even your thumbs draw back, opening up through the collarbone. And exhale as you rotate your palm down towards the earth. Maybe an extra rotation, thumbs come down. One more time. Inhale, draw it all the way up, palms up, and maybe even slightly back. Now hold it here and pull your shoulders into the middle body. Exhale, palms down, maybe even thumbs down. Again, pulling your shoulders back into the sockets. Pull the belly button into your spine. Now from here, bend at the elbows and let your fingertips touch the back of your hips. Inhale and reach up, press out. Exhale and bend at the elbows. Joint freeing series here. Last time, exhale, bend at the elbows. Inhale, press out. Bend your elbows again, coming into goal post. Arms are parallel to the ground, fingertips are together. Exhale and draw your hands in front. Palms touch, elbows touch. Draw your elbows down into your chest. Maybe you round forward just slightly. And coming back up to center. Arms come out like goalposts. And down. Your fingertips rotate. Inhale up. Your fingertips come towards the ceiling. And exhale. Press your palms and your elbows together. One more time. Nice deep breath in. Exhale and release. Let your elbows come out. Engage your core and drop the fingertips down. Keeping the elbows bent. Nice deep breath in. Arms come back up to goalpost. Exhale. Elbows and palms come together in front of you. Tuck your chin into your chest. Pull your elbows into the belly. Nice deep breath here. Come back up to center and release your arms down by your sides. Nicely done. So working on our standing postures today, I'd like to take a nice deep breath with you just here and now. Letting your palms come forward. Maybe you spread your fingertips wide. Find your feet hip width apart or big toes to touch. Just take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, release any distractions, any discomfort, any judgment or anticipation. Just get into this moment, the present moment, with one more nice deep breath. Now, as you exhale, we'll create a chair. So drop your hips back behind you, like you were going to sit in a toddler chair in the very far back of the room. As you allow your knees to come down, maybe one day your thighs come parallel, but your hips come out so that you still have a nice strong spine. Maybe you draw your arms up, fingers parallel with your shoulders. Nice deep breath here. Drop your hips a little bit lower. Roll the weight into your heels. One more breath here and then press all the way back up. Good. Trying to fix a little shadow. My apologies. All right, one more time here. Exhale and drop your hips back. Arms come forward. Here's a counterbalance. Knees can either be together or hip width apart. But look down at your knees. If they've gone past your toes and you're leaning forward like a skier, lean back, press the weight into the heels, pull your shoulders down your back, and now sit up nice and tall. So you're in two poses at once. You're sitting in a chair, and yet you've lifted, creating a C curve. One more breath. Good job. Now let your fingertips touch your toes. And shake it out. Let it go. Nicely done. Find your stillness. Let your head drop. Chest comes closer to your thigh. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands on your shins or your thighs. Gaze to the very top of your mat. Let your shoulders come down towards your hips, away from your ears. Nice deep breath here. Exhale and fold forward. Let your hands be heavy. Let your chin stay tucked as you roll all the way up. One vertebra at a time. Slowly but surely. And let your shoulders relax. Maybe you rotate them. Maybe you drop one ear to one shoulder. Good. We're going to go ahead and move on here into an eagle pose. So we are adding on from the chair that we just created. As you remember, you'll want to take a nice deep breath here. Good. And exhale and first create your standing posture. Finding all four corners of your feet, palms face forward, shoulders down and away from your ears. Pull your belly button in, let your chest come in slightly and tuck your chin. At first it feels very uncomfortable, like, you're just clicking yourself into place. But as we all know, once you practice something, then your muscle memory takes over for you. And so you will find it a lot easier to get into this posture the more you practice. Nice deep breath here. It'll lift your arms up overhead. Good. Draw the left arm underneath the right to begin with. So 2 ways you can do this. You can bend at the elbows, the forearms, and let your palms touch. Or you can just simply give yourself a hug, let the elbows cross over one another, hands come to your shoulders. But you can see I am leaned forward. Why? Because I'd like us all to come into the chair we just created. Good. Now from here, try to lift the right leg up and over the left. So same side, if your right arm is underneath your left, your right leg will come up. If your left arm is underneath your right, your left leg will come up. So from here, you can take 2 points. You can be a kickstand where your ankles just cross, and then you sit up nice and tall. But you're already squeezing all of the major joints and muscles here. Or if you like, your thighs can come together and you can wrap your foot around the back of your shin and lower yourself down. You're squeezing all the major muscles, cutting off the circulation. As you breathe down, you're allowing for all the toxins to wring out with this release. First of the legs, unwind the arms and come up and out of the pose, palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Tuck your chin into your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, open mouth, let it go. Bring your hands down by your side. And notice. Take 2 breaths here and just notice how you feel. Release any judgment or anticipation about the pose ahead or the pose left behind. One more nice deep breath. Breathe in this moment, new breath, new oxygenated blood. And exhale anything that isn't this moment. And we'll do the other side. Sit down into your imaginary chair. Rather, inhale your arms up. Opposite side. So now if your right arm was underneath, now your left arm comes under. Again, the 2 ways to wrap. is wrapping at elbows, forearms, palms touch, or simply give yourself a hug, holding onto your shoulders, elbows, forearms together. Nice deep breath here. Good. And then maybe you just wrap one ankle over the other like a kickstand and sit up nice and tall. Squeeze your thighs together and sink down into your hips. Or if you can, lift your leg over the other, squeezing thighs, toes point down. One day, ideally, elbows come over knees and toes, all in a straight line. Sit up nice and tall through the spine as you sink down, squeeze your thighs. One more breath. And release. Unwind the legs, unwrap your arm, take a nice deep breath, let all that oxygen, all that blood flow. Hands come to the heart center once more. Tuck your chin into your chest. Nice deep breath in. Cleansing exhale out. Let's finalize our standing practice with tree today. Tree pose is balancing on one leg. So as you find yourself in a nice standing position, you may also want to utilize the wall to hold yourself up so that you're not working so hard to balance. Excuse me, I'm just going to bring this down a little lower. Or maybe you incorporate utilizing a chair, pulling one from somewhere and using the chair instead. Standing tall, finding our nice tall standing space. All four corners of our feet are rooted, and bend into your left knee. Bringing all the weight into the right leg, strong standing leg. Hands are out by your side, palms face forward. Let the fingertips spread. You get a lot of energy in your hands and in your feet, so allow for that extra energy to release while you're doing things like yoga, so that while you're doing things like sitting or having to concentrate and listen, you don't have so many wiggles and giggles. All right, over to the tree. So when you have your strong, straight standing right leg, your left leg can bend and you can bring your heel to rest on your ankle, but still utilizing the openness of the bent knee and drawing the heel out to the side. You can stay here if you feel solid and strong and work on pulling that knee back slightly to open up your hip area. If this feels comfortable and you feel strong and stable, engage your belly button and bring your foot up to your shin. That little calf muscle right there is a wonderful handle for you. So you can find yourself stable and strong here. Again, utilizing the drawback of the knee to open up the hip. If this feels comfortable and you are strong and steady, you can help your foot up to your thigh, bringing your heel into the top of the inner thigh and finding your tree pose. Always avoiding, even if the heel from the inner thigh slips down and comes to the knee, then just bring it down to the shin and work on the inner thigh strength. Your arms can be out, or you can grow branches, only if you wish. Take one more nice deep breath. Slow and gentle release, first of the branches, and then of the roots. As you shake it out, wiggle it out. Maybe you swing your arms around or you bend the knees. Just let it go. However your body tells you to be able to loosen up. Always starting as a grounded, sound foundation with your strong standing pose. Find this sweet spot where all four corners of your feet press down and your weight is evenly distributed. We'll work on the opposite leg. So now root down into the left leg, bend the right knee. Allow for that weight to all be held in that space of your left leg, standing strong and tall. The exact same pose from side to side. Again, we're just trying to create balance within our body. So release any judgment. If you need to use the wall, if you want to grab a chair, that's about you. It's all right. You got to do what you got to do for you, not for me. So first we'll start our stance, maybe simply by bringing the heel to rest onto the ankle. I say simply, but as you saw me, it took me a while to even find my ankle. So find your strength, find your stability, and then find the challenge. Is it more challenging to open up this side as you press into your left leg? Are you staying here? Or did you move your foot up onto your calf and your shin, adjusting accordingly to keep your hips open? Finding the final breaths with just creating your roots. Find your focus. One point where you can focus or stare and just let your eyes get blurry. Maybe you draw your branches. The branches can be different, or they can be the absolute same. But find your focus and your breath. You have one more here. Awesome job. A slow release, first of the branches and then of the roots. As you shake it out and you let it go. And if you like, bring your hands to your heart center. Let your thumbs draw into your sternum, connecting to your heart as you tuck your chin to your chest. Let your shoulders soften. Nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can give a slight bow out to the standing practice as we come all the way down onto the ground. A wonderful way to transition through there. We're going to come on down to the ground. Onto our sits bones. And finding our legs long today. Maybe allow a sway from side to side. Rooting down. A lot of the times I have to physically lift the real estate away from my sits bones in order to find my sits bones. Root down. Let your legs come out. Either your feet can be together, like my toes are touching here, or your feet can be hip width apart. That's usually 2 fists distance. 2 fists in between your feet is approximately about hip width, but every person is different. So you get to know you simply by getting to do more yoga. Take a nice deep breath in, bring your arms up overhead. Let your fingertips just be right above your shoulders. Good. And then rotate the pinkies in slightly so you have inner rotation through your shoulders as you let them come down away from your ears. Nice. You're sitting up nice and tall. I'd like you to take a nice deep breath in and lengthen, grow towards the ceiling. Pull your belly button in as you exhale and forward fold. Reach your fingertips down. Just let them fall where they may. They might graze or reach at the feet, and that's great. Or maybe they just come down and reach the thigh. Wherever it goes, you just allow it to go. Just taking a nice forward fold. Let your chest drop. Let your head be nice and soft. Shoulders away from your ears. They're not protecting anything. One more breath here. Let your chest drop a little bit lower and then bring your fingers all the way up so that you can roll up as your fingers come up on your legs. Your chin comes over your chest. Nice deep breath in. Then bring your left leg in towards your chest. So your right leg is out long and you can pull your toes back towards your face. That finds flexion. Wherever your foot rests, so that your knee is comfortably bent. It can be out towards your shin. It can be up into your thigh, but make sure that you're rooted into both sits bones. Good. Take a nice deep breath in and find the interlace of the fingers, or maybe you even hug your knee, but sit up nice and tall and notice the sensation between your thigh and your rib cage. Soften your jaw. Soften your thoughts. If you wish to incorporate more of a twist, then you can look over the left knee over your left shoulder. Find the length through your spine as you connect your chest into your thighs. And then allow the rotation through your neck. If you wish a little bit more, maybe you allow your right elbow to bend around and hug the knee and shin. The left hand comes down right behind your back, right behind your spine. And notice I didn't lean back in order to do that. You just sit up nice and tall and then allow for your gaze to draw over your shoulder. Looking over your left shoulder as you inhale, lengthen each vertebra towards the ceiling, and exhale, deepen the twist through your gaze as you look over your left shoulder. One more breath here. Gentle and slowly as you got in, come out. One modification at a time, and then release your left leg, shake it out, let it go. Root into your sits bones once more. Nice deep breath. Shrug your shoulders, open and close your eyes or your mouth, a little face yoga. Inhale, belly button comes in. Nice long spine, protecting your back. Inhale the right knee in. Now notice where your hips are. Are they level and solid on the mat? Notice where your feet are. Is the extended leg drawing your toes back towards your face in flexion? Do you have the interlace around your shin or your knee? Sit up nice and tall. Let your shoulders and your jaw relax and feel the connection of your knee and thigh, the length of your extended leg and spine. And as you exhale, draw your gaze now over to the right shoulder. And notice how this feels. And if you did so on the other side, finding the balance between left and right hemisphere, draw now, maybe over the shoulder a little bit more. Maybe you let the left elbow bend around the knee. There's one more breath here. Lengthen through your spine, let your shoulders soften. Maybe you draw your right hand behind you like a kickstand, sit up nice and tall. Inhale and lengthen through the crown of your head. The top of your head grows towards the ceiling. The exhale creates a twist as you look over your right shoulder. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and twist. One more breath here. Detoxify through the body as you twist and wring out any toxins. Slow and gentle release. One modification at a time as you come back to center. And let it go. Shake it out. Nicely done. As we finalize and slow down our practice today, I invite you to come all the way down onto your mat, onto your back. As you breathe down to your toes. Notice if your lower back is feeling not so great with your legs extended, and bend them. Bending your knees to 90 degrees, placing your feet hip width apart, allows the support of the lower back instead of aggravating and extending the pressure. So if someone says for you to be in a resting pose and they want you to extend your legs, let them know how it feels for you, or just do what feels best for you. As you let your hips and your shoulders grow heavier to the earth, let your hands come down by your sides. Bring one hand to the heart center and one hand onto your abdomen. Close your eyes or soften your gaze as you come back to the testing or the scanning point. Notice your breath. Notice if it's staggered, quick, choppy. Notice if it's shallow and only in your chest. Or notice if you can bring the breath into your abdomen, like filling up a hot air balloon. Lengthen each exhale as you go and slow yourself down. You have 2 more full breath cycles. Nicely done. When you feel reconnected, your breath, your body, and your mind, bring your hands down by your side. Inhale your left knee into your chest and find the interlace that works for you. Maybe it's behind your thigh, maybe it's around your shin. Both hips and shoulders should be flat onto the ground, and both feet should be flexed so that your toes are pointing towards your nose. So here you are in a single leg wind removing pose. This next series is good for your digestive system. Take a nice deep breath in and press your shoulders down to the mat. Maybe a slight tuck of your chin, making a beautiful double chin that nobody's seeing because it's just you and your yoga mat. So you take a nice deep breath in, a cleansing exhale out. Allow your right hand to come across your left knee so that reaches to the outside edge. And then you can drop the hand down, right hand, and allow for your arm to come across. Your leg draws across your torso. Both shoulders still on the mat. This is not about how far your knee goes. This is about continual alignment as you wring out toxins through your spine. So be gentle and careful with yourself. Shoulders flat on the ground, and then work with the knee coming closer to the opposite side of your mat. Another nice check here to keep yourself safe. That free hand that you have, bring it to the very lower part of your back, your sacrum, your crack, and then you can feel one hip over the other. When your hips are stacked, your spine is aligned. Your shoulders are on the ground. Maybe you extend your left arm out like a capital T. The next few breaths are about you. So if you're good right here and you're feeling it, but you're still aligned, then just stay where you're at and focus on your breath. Lengthen your breath down to your toes as you get out of your head and you're into your body. Maybe you look over at the outstretched arm, gazing at the opposite side of the room. One more breath here. As you inhale, press your shoulders down. As you exhale, maybe just a little more twist. Good. Slow and gentle release. Drawing your knee back to center. Let your hip be down on the ground and then draw your knee in. Give it a nice hug. This also aligns your spine long, so your legs can go back to being bent at 90 degrees if that's your comfortable space, or let your legs be long and shake it out. Either way, let it go, shake it out, release any tension, and then find the stillness with one breath as you let your body absorb the benefits. Inhale, right knee comes in. Find the interlace, the back of the thigh, around the shin, but both shoulders are firmly on your mat and your chin is tucked slightly. Flex your toes back towards your nose, protect the knees. And when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. Cleansing exhale out. Let your left arm cross across your body to grab the outside of the knee. Release your right arm down. This allows for you to start the extension and the twist. As you exhale, draw your right knee across your body, across the torso. And then as your shoulders are still planted, maybe your right hand comes to the small of your back. You will notice a difference usually from side to side at first. And that's okay. It's not about judgment. It's about getting to know your body and allowing the breath to increase the oxygen and just encouraging the flow while releasing tension and stress. So again, if it feels comfortable and you would like to intensify this twist, you can draw your arm out like a capital T. If you'd like a little bit more, then maybe your gaze follows over your right fingertips. Or you can draw your knee closer to the earth. You have one more breath here. Slow and gentle release as you draw yourself back to center. Drop both hips onto the ground and then give your right knee a little hug. Align your spine first. As you draw both knees now into your chest, find the interlace that works for you, but your lower back, your sacrum, your sits bone should be plugged in. It's not about bringing your knees to your nose. It's about having your back flat. And then if you'd like, easy baby, maybe you rock from side to side. Slight tuck of the chin just lengthens the spine. This easy baby is a nice modification from happy baby, allowing you to feel the massage on the spine as you rock from hip to hip. If you would wish to practice happy baby, your peace fingers can grab your big toe mounds, or your hands can grab the outside edges of your feet. But plug in the sits bones, have your lower back flat first before extending the legs to the ceiling and maybe rocking from side to side here in happy baby. Maybe you bend one knee at a time, pressing your heels towards the ceiling. Slight tuck of your chin, lengthen your spine. There's 2 more breaths wherever you choose to be. And when you're ready, draw your knees in. Give yourself a nice little hug. All the silly things you put up with each day. Take a nice deep breath here. Expand through the sides of the body like you have gills on the inhale. And as you exhale, compress your thighs into your stomach. Good. Slowly and gently release back down. First, finding bent knees. Hips and shoulders are heavy. And then maybe you notice if you want to extend one leg. And if there's no lower back pain or discomfort, it's extending the other leg. Let your feet come out wide on the mat. Let your toes flop down to the side. As your hips and your shoulders are heavy, a slight tuck of your chin. Let your palms face up to release and receive energy. Let your palms come down on the ground to feel the support of the earth. Or bring your hands, one to the heart and one to your abdomen, to reconnect your breath, your mind, and your body. A major resourcing tool of anxiety or stress. Close your eyes or soften your gaze and look through your eyelashes. As you begin to bring your awareness to your breath. where you feel the rise and the fall of your body as it breathes. Release all muscle engagement as you separate your lower jaw. Let your tongue rest heavy on the bottom of your mouth. Soften all the little muscles around your eyes. Unfurl your brow and soften your forehead. If your mind begins to wander out of the room, that's okay. That's very natural. Just find a nice deep breath and bring it back in. And let the exhale draw your mind down to your toes as you get out of your head and into your body. Letting your body absorb all of the benefits of this practice today. Restore and rejuvenate. Cleanse and release. Begin to deepen your breath cycle. As you invite your awareness back into the room, notice yourself on your mat. Notice the environment around you, above you and below you. Gently starting to awaken through fingertips and toes wiggling and touching. Extending the roll of wrists and ankles. Bend at your elbows and your knees. And draw your knees closer to your chest as you roll over onto your right side. Let your hips be stacked. Let your right arm cradle your head. As you just notice the air that flows around you against your skin. Notice how your body and your breath feel and connect. And when you're ready to release, press your left hand down onto the earth. As you exhale, lift yourself up to a seated and comfortable position to where it all began, finding ourselves coming full circle. You can bring your hands to your heart center or bring them to your knees or your thighs, but tuck your chin into your chest. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale down to the toes. One more time. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Cleansing exhale, open mouth out, down to your toes. Good. Thank you so much for coming to this class today. It has been my greatest honor and privilege to serve you. Thank you so much for joining me as a part of Warriors at Ease, the Operation Remote Resilience. I hope that you've enjoyed this class. This video will be available to the public in the near future on Warriors at Ease YouTube channel shortly. So please consider to subscribe, to like, visit the link in the description below and make a donation. Help us keep these classes going. Viewers like you make it possible for teachers like me to provide these services. Until we meet again, this is Beth Evans signing off of Warriors at Ease, Operation Remote Resilience in Health, Resilience, and Connection. Goodbye.